All right, today we're diving into some really fascinating new research that connects something you do at the gym with one of the biggest health worries out there. So, could lifting weights actually be a key to protecting your brain from dementia? Let's get into it. So, this is the big question, right? Is it really possible that just 2 workouts a week, that's it, could be enough to put up a shield around your brain? It sounds almost too simple, but the science here is pretty compelling. And believe it or not, according to this new study, the answer is a pretty resounding and hopeful yes. But, to really get why this is such a huge deal, we first need to understand what we're up against. We have to talk about the condition this research focused on. Okay, so we're talking about something called mild cognitive impairment, or MCI for short. Think of it as this middle ground. It's more serious than the occasional where did I put my keys moment that comes with age, but it's not full-blown dementia. It's a critical warning sign. Now, here's the really important part. Having MCI puts you at a much higher risk for Alzheimer's, for sure. But, and this is a big but, it is not a guarantee. It's not a definite sentence. That makes this the perfect moment to step in and see if we can stop that progression. And that is exactly the question a team of researchers down in Brazil wanted to answer. So they set up an experiment to see if weight training could actually put the brakes on cognitive decline. So how'd they do it? Well, the setup was actually pretty straightforward. They took 44 older adults, all of whom had MCI, and split them into 2 camps. One group started a regular resistance training program. The other group, the control group, was just told to carry on with their normal lives. No new exercise routine. And this is the part that I think is so cool because it feels so doable. This wasn't some crazy, everyday, all-consuming fitness plan. It was just 2 weightlifting sessions a week. That's a goal a lot of people can actually hit. So picture this. The whole thing ran for 6 months. Right at the beginning, everybody got a full workup. Memory tests, MRI scans of their brains, the whole shebang. Then the workout group hit the weights for 6 months. And at the very end, everyone came back for another round of tests and scans to see what, if anything, had changed. You're probably wondering what this workout actually looked like, right? Was it super complicated? Not really. It was stuff you'd see in pretty much any gym. Leg presses, lat pull-downs, chest flies, just a good, solid, full-body workout that hits all the major muscle groups. And I really want to stress this point. This wasn't just some light-duty exercise. They were pushing themselves. The idea was moderate to high intensity, doing 3 sets of 10 reps, and crucially adding more weight over time. They were working their way up to lifting about 80% of their max strength. Okay, so that's the setup. 6 months of hard work. The big question is, did it work? Did lifting weights actually change their brains for the better? Let's get into the results, because they are powerful. First up, the big one. They had better memory. The weight training group scored way better on tests that measure something called visual episodic memory. That's your brain's ability to remember the who, what, and where of things that happened. And that's often one of the very first things to go in early Alzheimer's. And this is where it gets really mind-blowing. The MRI scans showed actual physical changes in their brains. The group that lifted weights had less brain shrinkage, less atrophy in 2 key areas. We're talking about the hippocampus and the precuneus, which are absolutely vital for memory. These are the exact spots Alzheimer's attacks. And it doesn't stop there. The training also helped protect the brain's internal wiring. You can think of white matter as the brain's internet cables, connecting all the different regions so they can talk to each other. The weightlifters' wiring stayed stronger and more intact. I mean, listen to how the study's lead author, Dr. Isadora Ribeiro, put it. She said this research shows that weight training is a strong ally against dementia, even for people who are already considered high risk. That is a powerful statement. So, you might be asking, how? How does lifting a weight help your brain? Well, researchers think there are a couple of key things happening here. First, it seems to fire up the production of these special proteins that help brain cells grow and survive. And second, it helps lower inflammation throughout your whole body. And we know that chronic inflammation is a huge enemy of brain health.
Okay, so this science is absolutely fascinating. But the most important question is, what do you do with it? How can you make this work for you? Let's get practical.
Let's break it down into a really simple 3-step plan to get started. Step 1, and this is not negotiable, always talk to your doctor before you start something new. Step 2, you do not need to be a bodybuilder. You can start small at home with resistance bands, some light weights, heck, even just using a chair for support. And step 3, just like in the study, focus on those big muscle groups, your legs, your back, and your chest. So there you have it. The evidence is becoming clearer and clearer. What's good for your muscles is incredibly good for your mind. And that really just leaves us with one final empowering question to think about. Now that you know this, what will you do to build a stronger brain?